Hey, TVs! Woo! It's Psychic Bob. It is so awesome to be back here with all of you. Well, here it is, Sunday night. It's the witching hour. We're only half crew here. So Lord Tony and Lady Carol had to be away. But hey, you got Lady Angela and I, and we are so excited to be here. We're going to have a great show tonight. We got a lot of important announcements, and we'll get to those in just a few minutes. But Lady Angela, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great and super excited for tonight's show. So glad to be here and so excited for all of you to be here too.
And I tell you, we are so glad to have everybody gather. You know, it's the gathering of the tribes. And, this is Sunday night's always a special night because we gather and it's kind of like I call it the meetup for the Order of the Purple Cord. And the Order of the Purple Cord is our mystical Wiccan order. We're an international order. We have solitary Wiccans all over the world. And the Order of the Purple Cord is a place where we can all gather, exchange our ideas about the craft, and learn and grow together. And Lady Angela, why don't you tell them a little bit more about the OPC while I get the chat room open here?
Sure. The Order of the Purple Cord is an international group of like-minded witches. Now, you don't have to be Wiccan to join, but of a like mind. We follow different Wiccan traditions. We agree to not do black magic. We don't throw curses. And we abide by the Wiccan Rede, which means if it harms none, do what ye will. It's totally free to join. We're worldwide. We have thousands and thousands of members. And we also have a more smaller secret Facebook group where we all get together and share our thoughts. We share pictures, we share questions, and it's kind of like a family base. We all get together, we share things, we encourage each other, and it's just a wonderful atmosphere. And it's wonderful to be a part of something bigger than ourselves. We're all solitary witches, which means we do our own thing. We're used to practicing on our own, but sometimes it's nice to branch out and be a part of something bigger than just ourselves. Our sacred symbol is the purple cord. Here's my purple cord. So basically, if you want to join, all you have to do is contact us. You can contact us through our Facebook page, which you simply go to Facebook and type in Order of the Purple Cord. You can message us through there that you would like to join, or you can email either Bob or myself saying that you request to join. To reach Bob, you can email him at PsychicBobHickman@gmail.com. Or you can pull up his website and contact him through there, which is PsychicBob.com. To contact me, I've created an email specifically for Purple Cord requests, which is OPC for Order Purple Cord at RareWiccaSpells.com. We'll get your request. In it, just say, hey, I'd like to join the Order of the Purple Cord. I agree to follow the Wiccan Rede, which again just means if it harms none, do what you will. Meaning you could do your practice, your spiritual practice, your Wiccan practice, as long as you're not trying to hurt people, then you're following the Wiccan Rede. And from there, we'll send you out your membership certificate, some links, and you agree to make yourself a purple cord. You can braid it, you could twist it, you could tie it, you can make a bracelet, you can make a hairband, you can make a necklace, a belt, many different things. And it can have other colors, just the predominant color needs to be purple. And the braiding and creating of this cord links us. It twists our energies and links us and ties us together in a wonderful way where we're a part of something bigger than ourselves.
Absolutely. Lady Angela, can you turn down your volume?
Yes.
Here. Thank you so much. In the order of the cord, we all wear our cords. I have on my purple cord here, which you guys can see. And while you're making your purple cord, it can be a form of cord magic. Can it, Lady Angela?
Sorry, I'm adjusting my volume still. That's so I can hear you and not echo.
Sure. It can be a form of cord magic, I was saying, where you connect psychically with the order.
Absolutely. And when we take part in our group rituals, we have different Sabbath or holiday rituals that we practice together. We wear our cord and we perform rituals that unite us, and it draws energy and also shares our energy with everyone. It just makes it more powerful. It's a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Absolutely. I'm so in agreement with everything you said. And we'd love you to join. So, and every Sunday we have the witching hour, which is our meetup. Now, you don't have to be in the OPC to come to the witching hour. We invite everybody, but there will be a lot of OPC people here. We tend to discuss OPC business. And, speaking of business stuff, a lot of you have been writing to me this last week saying, Psychic Bob, we love your artwork. As many of you know, the last week on my artwork, I had on my website, I had the artwork Green Frenzy. And this is Green Frenzy. You may remember it. That was on my artwork, on my website. It was my artwork all week. We now have a new artwork that just got posted. For those of you who are new here, I love to do art. It's one of my hobbies, and I believe that art is a spiritual exercise. So I have made a commitment that every week I'm going to release an artwork for anybody who wants to get it. So if you go to my website, PsychicBob.com, and you scroll down, you'll see a header. It says Psychic Bob's new artwork. And it's got an image, and you can right click on it and save it to your computer and then print it out from your computer if you want. So this, I'm going to reveal it tonight, is my new artwork that is now available. It will only be up for 1 week. So next Sunday or Monday, depending on the schedule of Lady Angela and her ability to get it out, it'll be Sunday or Monday. So I'm going to say Sunday right now because it's probably the best time. So this is now up until next Sunday. This is my newest artwork, and the title of it is Biomorphic Convergence. It's an abstract piece with biomorphic forms, and I have a fascination with life on the microscopic level. I think that the microscopic level and the spiritual level and the transcendental level are all interconnected. And so this is my newest artwork. The original is actually done in pastels on paper, but you can get your own copy. When you go to the website, you'll see it there. And again, right click on the image, put your mouse on top of it, right click, and then say save as, save to your desktop, save to your computer as an image file. And you can then print it out and frame it, and you have an original Psychic Bob piece. Now, these are limited editions because they're only going to be available to the public for a week. And so this one I've signed at the bottom. It's got my signature and the date of 2019. So you'll be able to collect these and have a remembrance, because I'm going to be doing this for years, every week. So throughout the year, you can build up a collection of my artworks that you can have in your home. And so many of you have written, said, Psychic Bob, I want to have some art in my life. Could you help me? And this is how I'm helping you. I'm bringing you some samples. Now, I hope that all of you will be inspired by these artworks and start to do your own creations as well. But if you're not a painter and you just enjoy seeing other people's art, this is a great option for you for free artwork collecting. And so I'm not charging for these, but they are limited in the sense that they will only be available for 1 week. So make sure to go to my website, tonight or in the next few days, and get your copy. Right, Lady Angela?
Absolutely. It's super cool, Lord Bob. A lot of people are saying that's very gracious of you to share that with us. I think it's a great idea, and it also is something fresh and new every week that we can look forward to. It's awesome. Somebody asked, T. Rose Lover asked, were you good in biology, Bob?
Actually, I wasn't so good in biology because I had trouble with the math, but I was fascinated at the concepts, and I loved doing the laboratory part. Yeah, so I did enjoy biology.
That's so cool. We got some shout outs in our chat tonight.
Yeah, let's hear who we got here tonight.
We got a lot of faithful followers and also some new names tonight. We have followers of the old ways, Stage the Green, Kathy Private's here, G-Dog's here, Lady Witch, Rob Schaefer, Horror Beauty Effects, Moonface here, Gav is here, Tilly Vlogs, Jenny Moonshine, Shauna Yacob is here, Stardust. We got Hobo Joe. That's a funny name. I like that. We got Christian Druids here, Euphoria, Lady Witch is here, Jenny's here. Quite a few new names and faithful followers. And I'm sorry if I didn't get to your name. I try to get everybody, but we're so happy you're here. Our Sunday show is just as much a part of you guys as it is us. And we're really looking forward to our questions in the chat and talking about some things that you all want to talk about.
That's right. But you know, we've got another very important announcement before we get into all the questions tonight. And you guys may know, as you've seen, I've been wearing a lot of pendants lately, mystical pendants of the theater masks. And those of you who haven't been following, let me just give a brief explanation of this. This is my pendant I'm wearing tonight, and it's the comedy and tragedy mask of the theater. A lot of people say, well, where do the theater masks originate from? Well, it's a good question. They originate from ancient Greece. And they used to on stage wear masks. They didn't have the concept of makeup then, so they would put masks on to represent characters. And the theater masks were considered so sacred that they were given their own altar. And when a performance was over or in between performances, the masks used in a play were actually put on an altar to Lord Dionysus, who happens to be one of the gods I honor in my pantheon. And incense was offered because it was believed that the masks somehow mystically connected you to a channeling experience, that when you donned a mask, you would, in a sense, bring to life a spirit who would work through you to capture the essence of the play. And so Lord Dionysus was credited as god of the theater, and theater masks were made as an offering to him on a special altar. And so I'm wearing theater masks lately, and you're going to say, PsychicBob, why are you wearing all these theater masks? What's that got to do with Wicca? Well, let me tell you, when I studied drama in high school and college, one of the things that I learned was that the first drama that ever really existed was religious rituals. Drama, as we know it, the stage and the theater evolved out of worship, particularly the worship of Lord Dionysus. And so people would create ceremonies to honor the gods, and it became very ritualized. And from that evolved the concept of that we can organize ritual and at the same time tell a story. And this is where theater has come from. It comes from the ancient Greek pagan tradition. And I think this is why, during the Middle Ages, a lot of the Christian churches did not like theater, and they used to say theater people couldn't be buried in Christian cemeteries. Craziness. But the reason why that happened was that it really goes back to a lot of them still remembered Lord Dionysus, and there was a lot of pagan elements in the theater. So theater has been a love of mine for years. I've studied plays and used to be in plays. I just love it. And I said to Lady Angela last week, I said, Lady Angela, I have been so inspired by theater, I started writing plays again. And I said, what do you think if we started a little group in the OPC called the OPC Thespians, where we would have an online play performed that would have pagan themes? Lady Angela, what did you say when I asked you that?
I said, I think everybody will be excited about that. And everybody's just dying for more ways to interact as a group. This would be awesome. And I'm super excited about it.
Well, thank you. And I have written a play, and the title of the play is The Sky God Lives. And my play is actually set in ancient Rome. It's around the time of Christ when the Christian religion started to encroach on the Roman Empire. And it's a play that's a drama that's about how the pagans of the time felt about dealing with this new religion that was coming in. A lot of times in history, we hear about the Christian view. The Christians said we win and we spread our churches and this, but we never hear many concepts about how did the pagans feel, who may not have been necessarily eager. So I wrote a play that's written from the perspective of the early pagans that were influenced by the early Christians and what happened and how people's lives changed as a result of they call it in the play, the new religion from the Eastern territories. And so I think it's it's kind of an intense play. It's a drama. It's just a one-act play. But you know, I wanted to bring it here tonight to see if any of you would be interested in being part of our theater group. Now, if you want to join the theater group, we do have a few requirements, okay? They're not odorous or onerous, but you do have to absolutely commit to these requirements to be able to be part of the OPC Thespians. So let me outline for you what it's going to look like. So as I said, this is a one-act play. We only have 8 roles right now. And so we're going to do the casting right now on a first-come, first-served basis. In later editions, when we have more time and we're more structured, we may do auditions, open auditions if you want, you know, but the idea is that the plays are going to be a one-act play. So right now, you know, if I get 25 people apply, you know, I'm going to take the first 8 that come. So please don't be mad if you don't get in this play. It's not that I'm rejecting you as an actor or performer, because, you know, I know everybody in this group has a lot of talent. So it's going to be hard for me to have to turn people away. But just know that, you know, right now we're working with some limitations. And also we're going to do this through Google Hangouts. And Google Hangouts at this time only allows a maximum of 10 people on live at one time. Okay. So now, so we're only going to have a few, but if you want to be in, jump in and apply. And the way you'll contact me is that you can send an email to me saying your intent. Or what is it, Lady Angela? Are we going to be able to post the script online for them to download?
Yeah, we could definitely post it on our Order of the Purple Cord Facebook page. We could do it on our public page and also on our group page. That's fine. Now, are all 8 of those parts, are they male, female, or do they need to know that there's some restrictions as far as that, or? Oh, on my screen, Lord Bob's face is frozen. I hope he's still here with us, guys. Oh, I think he's frozen, guys. I don't know what's going on here. But we are super excited about this, about having this play. Lord Bob's written this play. It seems really cool. There's only 8 or 9 parts, and he's actually working on a second play too, which is super exciting. So whoever doesn't get into the first one, we could also get new people into the next one. It'd be super cool, and it's not just restricted to Purple Court officers. It's going to be you guys too, and so you'll have a chance to be online, live, and participating in this play that Lord Bob wrote. I think is super exciting, and I'm super excited for it. But send him an email. Send him an email to PsychicBobHickman@gmail.com, or you could get his email address on his website at PsychicBob.com, and you can shoot him an email saying that you would like to be a part of this play. And that's awesome. And since you can't see us, I will go ahead and give a shout out to all the fathers out there. Happy Father's Day to all the fathers out there. It's Father's Day in the U.S., so I'll go ahead and say Happy Father's Day to everybody worldwide. It's a wonderful day to honor it. And also to all the single moms out there. Happy Father's Day to all of you, too. Well, I don't know what happened to Lord Bob. Awkward. And also, we've been talking about doing a Litha ritual, too, coming up. I don't know if it'll be this next week or the following one. So that'll be cool as well. I don't know what happened to Lord Bob, guys. Let's see if he's trying to call me in. I hope our show's not over. Love you all. Mwah. Thank you, Christian the Man, for your $20 donation. That is absolutely awesome. And we hope that there's a lot of you all that wants to participate in this play. This is going to be cool. I don't know the exact date when this will be done, but it's coming up soon. And I believe we're going to put together a Litha ritual, not for this coming Sunday, but for the following. So that's something exciting. The Order of the Purple Cord manual is getting super, super close to being finished. And the new Litha ritual will be in it as well. So we're evolving and advancing, and we're really thankful for all of you. And I hope our show's not over tonight. I don't know if Lord Bob got hacked or what, but love you all, blessings, and hope to see you back in just a few minutes.
Hey, Tubies, I hope you guys can see me. Bear with me. We're having some technical problems here. We're going to try to get Lady Angela back in here. Anyways, guys, I think I'm live. I hope I'm live. Looks like it says I'm live. So we're going to try to get Lady Angela back in here. Hold on just a second. Well, hopefully she'll get the invitation and come back in with us. Lady Angela, there you are. I don't know what happened. The whole system went down. But we're actually reconnected to the original broadcast.
Oh, nice. Hi, everybody.
I found a way to do it. So knock on wood, it lasts. Anyways, I can't see our chat room right now. Okay. Can you get that going, ladies? I'm having some problems.
I'm getting it back up here, too.
Okay.
Everybody seems super excited, though, for the play. They think it's a great idea. And I let them know that we've been talking about doing a litha ritual here in the next couple of weeks as well.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, we'll get to the litha ritual in just a minute. Let me see if I can get our chat going here. All right, guys, bear with us. I'm sorry about the technical problems, you know. It's just how it is.
You got a donation from, let me pull it back up. Christian the Man gave you $20.
Oh my gosh, Christian, thank you. That is so nice of you. Well, we're very honored by your generous support here. Thank you very much. That's very, very generous of you. Thank you. Blessings to you. All right, so here we are now where I left off. So the requirements to be in the show. One, you need to have a Google account, Gmail account, okay? You can't be in the plan unless you have a Gmail, because that's the only way we can connect you into the show. If you commit to the show, you're going to have to probably attend 2 or 3 rehearsals, okay? So we're going to have our first meeting after the scripts get distributed, probably in the next week. And what we're going to do, we're doing a meet and greet. It will not be broadcast. It's going to be just through a Google Hangout room. And we're going to talk about script. We're going to do I want you to read through the scripts before you come to the meeting, so you already know what it's about. And then we're going to do another read through of the script and talk about the parts. And then we'll have another probably 1 or 2 rehearsals where we're going to literally walk through it as if we're doing a broadcast live. I will need each of you to also, as part of the show, make your own costumes. You don't have to spend a lot of money. Because this is set in ancient Rome, you can literally use a bed sheet and wrap it to make a toga. That would be great costumes. Most all the roles are very simple. You can have that. Or, you know, you can carry something to represent your role. One of the roles is a temple priest. So if you're playing the temple priest, you know, you might, you know, carry, a sacred scroll of the words of the god, or dress in a priestly manner in some way. Again, you don't have to spend a lot of money, but I would like you to try to, you know, think of a costume you can wear, because we want to make this really fun. And agree to attend like 3 rehearsals, okay? And then we'll broadcast. We'll probably be about a month yet, you know, because we got probably 2 or 3 weeks yet till we get this ready. But you won't have to necessarily memorize the whole script. You can have your script with you, because I think like we don't have enough time probably forever to memorize every single line. If you haven't done theater before, it would be hard for you to learn that. So you can have your script with you during the performance, you know, and you know, we'll just carry it in a very subtle way, so it's not obvious you're carrying a script.
Lord Bob.
What?
Jenny Moonshine has a great question. She asks, will this be recorded so we can watch even if we're not in the first play?
Oh, yes. Yeah, we're going to do the show live. So, yeah. And I don't know if we're going to do it on a Sunday or a different night. We haven't decided yet on that. But, yeah, it will be a broadcast. It's going to be announced ahead of time when we figure out the date for the performance. And it will be broadcast and recorded, yes.
Gav says, oh, OPC theater sounds great. And you know, Gav, we would love for you to take part as well.
Yeah, Gav, I think Gav's a natural. And you know, the reason we're doing this is because one, it's fun. Okay, it's just fun. If you've never done theater, theater is its own world. It's a lot of fun. And it's a great way for us all to study pagan concepts because all the plays that we're going to do are going to have a pagan theme. Now, they're not all going to be set in ancient Rome. This first one is going to be in ancient Rome, but I'm already working on a second play that I'm writing that's going to be set in a modern day, more modern day, I should say, the 1950s, about Wiccans in the 50s. So that's going to be our next play after this one, assuming that everybody likes this and it goes off. So I'm working on plays. I haven't actually found in the collection of plays out there, literature, anything that's like a one act that's really a witchy pagan theme. And if any of you in the group have a play that's a one act, you know, bring it to me and we can look at that. Now we may have to get royalty rights. We have to explore that, but that's okay. But I would love to do that. So right now I'm writing the shows, but if we have any playwrights in the group who feel like inspired, we could do that too. Look at your writings. What do you think, Lady Angela?
Gav says, haha, bald bearded pagan actor. We welcome anyone who wants to sample their toes and a bit of acting. You know, come one, come all. Let Lord Bob know. Like I said, send him an email, psychicbobhickman@gmail.com. Pull him up on the internet, psychicbob.com. You can get his email address off of there. But let's see, you know, we have no idea how many would really be interested. So let us know, you know. Maybe we'll have to create a whole different group page for that. We don't know yet. We don't know how many's interested, but we're hoping for a good turnout, you know. And you know, we got Bob's creative spark flowing in his artwork, and now he's putting pen to paper. So let's see what happens. We're really excited for this.
Well, thank you. Well, you know, I don't know of anybody who's doing this. Do you know any theater group that's devoted to pagan plays? I don't think there is one. So I think we're very cutting edge. And I don't know anybody who's doing theater in this way. This is a new way to do theater because we're all going to be in different locations. Yet the way the script is written, it will all be seamless as if we're in the same room. I think it will come off very well. So as I said, it's a new experience in theater, a new way of doing it. I think it's cutting edge. I'd be interested if anybody else has met any other groups that are doing anything like this. I'd be interested to hear.
Followers of the old ways, Sage the Green says, maybe one day you could do Celtic deity short story plays. That's a great idea too. And that's kind of along the lines that he's working with.
Yeah. Well, this one's going to be Roman pagan, but I would love anything like that. I think we should explore that. You know, I had a drama teacher in high school who used to write plays. And I said to her, I said, why do you write plays? She said, one, I like it. And she said, two, she said, we get around all the royalty issues. Because in the theater world, if I pick up a play like, I don't have one here on my desk, but was reading a Tennessee Williams play recently. And if I actually go on the internet and to recite that play or do that play, and we don't pay a royalty, we can be taken to court. And they actually have people whose whole-time job is to find out what they call illegal performances. So any play that we do that is published, we'll have to apply for a royalty. And it's not much. It's like $50 usually. But it does have to be paid. So, and I don't mind paying it, but that's why I haven't yet done, you know, published works. So anyways, I'm curious to see. I can't see the chat here. I got to put on my shade or my glasses here. Christian, the man says, he said, yeah, I'm enjoying it as well. Licking my wounds from last night's episode of Cray. Okay. I hope you're feeling better. And hi, followers of the old ways. I just saw your thing about the Celtic deity shorty plays. That's great. I'm with you on that. I love that. And Steve Taylor seems like a Moon Fae likes it. Christian Druid 1313 loves it. Yay! I'm so excited. Well, and Gav just says, he says, how about a play of the deities of the forest like Pan, Herne, the Hunter, etc., and tree spirits? I'm looking at all of that, Gav. So, you know, I've only got one show right now with a second in the works. And but you know what, we're going to be doing this throughout the year, so we'll certainly have a lot of opportunities to explore that. And within our theater group, when we meet, we can talk about that, how that might look, you know. And Christian Druid 1313 says, Bob's got an extra set of eyes like me. I do. I can't. But I've got to tell, because we have new people in the chat. If you're new here and I ignore your question, please understand I'm not trying to ignore you. It's hard for me to see the chat. So if I miss it, pardon me, you know. And Tilly Vlog says, we need an executive producer. I'm a more behind the scenes guy. All right, Tilly, we might put you to work on some stuff, you know. And it's like I was saying, you know, even if you don't get cast in this show, you can still be part of the OPC theater group, because we're going to, you know, meet and discuss works, and maybe some of our group will be just reading plays that people are interested in, you know. So I see it growing, but this is how we're going to start with this and see how it goes. Okay. So anyways, did you have any other announcements, Lady Angela?
Well, I was wishing everybody, all the fathers across the world, a happy Father's Day, of course. And also we have the sacred holiday or Sabbath holiday of Litha coming up very soon on June 21st. And so we were putting together some kind of a Litha ritual soon. Maybe not, what did we say, not next week, but maybe the following.
Well, we were thinking about having it on the 23rd, the Sunday.
Oh, okay.
The 23rd.
So it is next Sunday.
It is next Sunday. So yeah, we're going to be a day or two after the actual solstice, or summer solstice, Litha. But you know, as I always say, the Sabbath is a season. It's not just one day. So you can do it before or after. But because of our schedules right now, with everybody's work schedules, we're going to have to do it on the Sunday after Litha. I think Litha is on a Friday, and we're going to have our ritual on a Sunday. So I hope you guys will come out and celebrate the solstice with us next Sunday. I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Now, this is one of your favorite Sabbath holidays, isn't it, Lord Bob?
It is, and look what I have right here by Sabbath. Sorry, Squashy. I scared my little pet mouse who was sleeping down by my chair. Hail the Sun Lord! Woo! Oh, it's got dust on it. I gotta clean this house. But yeah, we're gonna have a wonderful Sabbath ritual. I love this. You know, when I was a kid, my father was he was not a pagan, but he did gardening, and he used to read the Farmer's Almanac, and so I always knew when the summer solstice was, because Dad said, "Oh, solstice." We never did anything as a family, but I used to go out and stare at the sun. Of course, I was told, "Don't stare at the sun." You know, when you're a kid, you do stupid things. But I've always loved this. I feel the power of the Sun Lord. And those of you who watch my daily vlogs, you know that a lot of times I go out walking and I'm always talking about the Sun Lord. And we have a lot of fun, don't we, Lady Angela?
Absolutely. And Lord Bob, what does Litha represent?
Well, you know, Litha is, well, in the mythos of the Lord and the Lady, this is where the Lord is at what we kind of call middle age. You know, most men at their middle age are at the height of their success. They've finally got their careers going. They've got some stability in their life. And this celebrates the God at the height of his power and glory. He's married the goddess. He's united with her. He is king of the whole universe. He's claimed his throne as the God of all. And this is what it's about. It's about God at his height and glory and power. And from a astrological place, this is the longest day of the year. And so the mythos of Litha is that we celebrate the Lord's power, but we also know that after Litha, the Lord starts his decline towards old age and death. And in that story, we see our own journey. Like for myself, I'm a middle-aged man, okay? So I look at this Sabbath, like this Sabbath really resonates with this time in my life, because I'm middle-aged, I'm like the sun god, and I'm into life. I also recognize that I'm at an age where in the future I will start to age more, maybe decline. It's part of life. We have to accept it. So it's a reflection of where we are in our journey. But of course, Lady Angela, you know I always say between facelifts and hair dye, I'll never age.
That's awesome. Gav shares something awesome. He says he's already built a fire ready for Litha. He'll check to make sure no little creatures are sleeping before he lights it up. Then he's going to write down some wishes and burn them in the fire. That is awesome. That is
That's
awesome.
wonderful. And you know, Gav, you might want to start doing videos and do this. Show that. That would be a great video. Just throwing it out there. No pressure. Just throwing it out there.
Absolutely. Oh, I'm going to be making a video soon. I'm gathering items for this, and I'm going to make a oil that is for like love and friendship and romance, or romance oil. So I'm working on gathering ingredients for that, and I'll be putting out a video too on my channel. I know it's been a while, but I'm going to videotape that, making a love and just a good love oil, you know, and it's all kinds of love and friendship or romance or just a good positive love oil. So I'm gathering ingredients for that. Nigella for me asked a great question. Hi, Bob and Angela. I just started hearing strange sounds in my house. Just found out that the old woman that lived here died here. Could it be true spirits return to where they died? I've lived here for 4 years.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. They can't, sometimes they come back, or sometimes they're there all the time and we just don't know it. But there's also the other phenomena, which we call a psychic imprint. And spirits that have been attached to a property and lived there a long time, sometimes just their residual energy can be present. So, like, for example, if that lady was always in the kitchen, and I keep hearing her in the kitchen, so I don't know if you can confirm this, but like slamming the cabinet doors or banging pans, it may not necessarily be a haunting of her spirit coming back and doing that, though it can be. But it could also just be that that residual sound is trapped in the environment and it plays over just like a tape recording playing. And I kind of feel like what's going on around that is actually more of a residual, we call that a residual haunting rather than a live active haunting.
Oh, neat. Followers of the old ways Sage the Green share something beautiful. They write, Sun is our Lord and Father, bright-faced at the gates of day, comfort of home, cattle, and crop, Lord of the morning, Lord of the day. Lifting our hearts, we sing his praise, dance in his healing rays. I love that.
Oh, that's beautiful. Did they write that?
I don't know if they certainly shared it with us, and it's beautiful. I really
For
appreciate
sharing
that.
that. I love that. I think that's wonderful. You know, the OPC is all about getting in touch with our soul selves. The craft Wicca is a very special faith because unlike a lot of religions, and I'm not knocking any religion, but a lot of religions just dictate to you that it must be this way and this is all you can think about. I actually went to a church one time. A friend invited me, and the pastor stood in the pulpit. It was a Christian church, and said, "You should never read any book except the Holy Bible. And if you do, you're not in alignment with God." And I thought, well, how are you going to get around that if your kids have to go to public school? They're going to have to read books. But I didn't ask him that. But he really pressed his congregation to never read any literature. I thought that was really sad. In the craft, and Lady Angela, you'll back me up in this, I think, we encourage people to learn all you can. Read everything. Lady Angela, she, has nieces and nephews and relatives, and she teaches them Bible stories because, it's part of our culture. And she also teaches the Wiccan way to her children. And so they learn all of the faiths. And I think learning and like that poem that was shared, that's literature that uplifts and inspires. And the craft is all for that.
And that's one of the joys of being eclectic. We take from many different paths to form our own path. And like my own son, my own son, he was wanting to read some of my witchy books, you know, and I said, well, no, not until you read the Bible story book. You have to have a basis, you know, and I wanted him to be familiar with that so that he could find out if that's for him, or maybe he would discover what's missing from that. And then he could expand himself and then begin reading some of my witchy books. And I would certainly point him towards Scott Cunningham first, you know, to get an idea of like earth magics, you know, working with the earth. Do we have time for another question here?
Please, yes.
Someone asked, let me get their name back up here. Paranormal Spiritual Media, I believe it is suffering with, if you have any advice for anybody who believes they have spiritual attachments that are affecting their moods. Is there any kind of help or advice you can offer people in that situation?
Yeah. Well, one of the things is that, you know, it's important to remember always, you have more power than any entity around you. Now, I know it may not feel like that, but you really do. One of the things that I think is very helpful is to start a process of purification. And you know, Lady Angela, the craft has a lot of ways to do purification of the self, doesn't it?
Absolutely. There's loads of ways.
And you could, you know, for example, one of the ways is start with just doing a weekly spiritual bath. And what you do, this is one that I learned a long time ago and it works, is if you have a bathtub, hopefully you do, as you're running the water, put in it a half a cup of sea salt and then a half a cup of baking soda. These will create an effervescent bath. That strips off your aura and anything attached to it, it really cleanses that out. Just soak in that tub. This is not a bath where you wash your hair and clean your face. This is a spiritual bath where you enter in with the concept of attuning to spirit. And as you go into that water, see and feel its energy purifying you. And know that all of that's being stripped off of you. And then when you get out of the drain, you can pull the plug and you can say, I release that now down the drain and out of my life. Okay. That's one way I would start. I would also encourage you to put salt around your bed at night because many people are vulnerable when they sleep. And you can sprinkle a circle of salt on the floor around your bed. Now, don't worry, you can vacuum it up. It's not going to ruin your house. But sprinkle it around your bed in a circle. And then, you know, that will help you rest better. That's a traditional witch way of doing things, a circle of salt. Lady Angela, what would you recommend some things to help with that?
Well, to add on to the bath thing, I've done this many times, or even if I'm feeling depressed or just drained or anxiety, and I soak into a heavily salted bath. You can use sea salt, you can use Epsom salts, you can even use table salt in a pinch. But what I do, which is just, it's pretty similar to what Lord Bob said, but I'll actually, if I'm trying to release energy or to cleanse myself of something, I'll still stay in the bath after I pull the plug and sit there as the water drains, and I'm projecting that all of that is just coming off of me and down the drain. But also I recommend to sage yourself. And what I mean by that is just like how we'll burn a sage stick or some kind of a stick to waft the smoke around our home, you can also, and this is very effective, to as the smoke is going, waft it around yourself, kind of like you're bathing in the smoke. Now, be careful you don't burn yourself, but just flutter that around yourself, and that will cleanse your aura as well. It's very effective.
I love that. Montcalm Horror, I'm getting feedback. Montcalm Horror says, I found a record of Aleister Crowley doing rituals. Do you think playing it could release negative energy into my home? You know, Aleister Crowley, I have to be honest, did a lot of black magic. But that being said, he also did some white magic. And he did do regularly a ritual called the Order, or it was called the ritual of the banishing of the lesser pentagram. And if it's him doing that ritual, it would be fine. Or if it's the ritual of the unicursal hexagram. Both of those are banishing rituals that purify space. So if it's Aleister Crowley doing that, it would be okay. But you have to be careful with him because he drifts into black magic practices. Anything you want to add to that, Lady Angela?
You know, it's a fun thing. Speaking of recorded rituals, a fun thing that I've played around in the past is say you have a specific like circle casting ritual that you like to use. You can record yourself chanting it. And that actually helps later on down the line whenever you want to cast a circle and you could be in such more of a meditative state and then play back yourself saying that ritual. It actually creates an even deeper, zone at the moment. I've played around with that before. It's effective. Just another idea as far as on recorded rituals. Record yourself or record yourself giving yourself meditation and you can play it back. And then you don't have to actively be doing it. You can listen to it. And Lord Bob has some amazing guided meditations on his channel as well.
Yes, thank you. I always forget to tell people about those. Pop over to my YouTube channel or where you're at my YouTube channel, but afterwards go into the video section and you can search for meditation and it'll bring up some of my videos on my channel. So anyways, yeah.
Christian Druid says that they use a sphere of light to surround his home with. That's very effective for your home and also for your own body. Or if not a sphere of light, I've actually used shielding method that Lord Tony gave us, where you actually project yourself like a porcupine to keep away that negative energy or whatever it is you're trying to protect yourself from. You could become a guarded sphere of light, or you could become like a porcupine. That's effective as well.
I love that. Amy Johnson says, what would you say to a beginner witch like myself? Ooh, I got a new witch here with us. You know, Amy, I would say to you, really spend a year and a day. I don't know how long you've been in the craft, but if you've just starting out, really walk through the year and the day. I would get a copy of the Wheel of the Year. Lady Angela, you have that at your website, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. So I would say get a copy of the Wheel of the Year and go through the cycle, because that's how you get rooted in the craft, is that you understand the mysteries. And the mysteries can't really be taught. They can only be experienced. And so walking through the Wheel of the Year will help you. I would also encourage you, read everything that you can. Now, don't believe everything you read, because there are some older books out there that are questionable, and even some newer ones. But study and find what speaks to you. I happen to be such a fan. In fact, I have it on my desk all the time. This is like my Bible almost. Scott Cunningham. This was my very first Wiccan book I ever read. Wicca, A Guide for the Solitary Practitioner. I think it gives a real grounding in the craft, and his rituals in this are just beautiful, his prayers, invocations, and he has a very balanced view of spirituality. So that's something that might help you get started. Anything you want to add, Lady Angela?
Absolutely. I mean, we love Scott Cunningham. He's wonderful for a basic beginner, but also one of my favorite authors is how does it cross my Pinzak, Christopher Pinzak. He is amazing, and he has a whole series of books. It's called The Temple of Witchcraft, and the first one in the series is called The Inner Temple. In the Temple of Witchcraft series, you can get it on Amazon. You can get it at a lot of different places, and that entire book is a year and a day lesson. It's wonderful to get your feet in there and read everything you can. Try different authors. We have several. Geez, Lord Bob and I have quite a library of books, and I've had different libraries over time, and for some reason they relocate themselves, and you have to rebuild, and just read everything you can. But a couple of our favorites are Scott Cunningham, Christopher Pinzak. Buckland is a good one too to read. Raymond Buckland. It's a little bit more traditional. I like more new age, and I do like Scott Cunningham because he's a little bit more freestyle, as is Christopher Pinzak encourages the freestyle methods. I believe in that more so, to make your own path, make your own way. What works for you is what's going to work for you.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing. I'm getting some feedback, ladies. Lower your volume, please. Speaking of libraries, Lady Angela, one of my dreams, I've always had this dream of someday creating a Wiccan library. like kind of modeled off the ancient library at Alexandria, Egypt, where people could go and have access to Wiccan knowledge. You know, like if they can't afford books, they could come to the library and study texts, and we could collect ancient, you know, manuscripts, and a magical place where they could read ancient Greek papyri and study Wiccan books and have, you know, group learning sessions. I don't know. It's just something I've always thought of, you know. So maybe someday the Order of the Purple Cord will start a mystical library where people want to learn. Anyways, something I want to throw out there.
That's a beautiful thought. That really is. Heather Morrison offers some great advice. So the person earlier with the entity says you could burn Palo Santo wood, which absolutely that's wonderful advice. That anything dark cannot handle the essence. You can mix charcoal and salt, sprinkle it at your doorstep to keep entities out or from coming in, and blessings. You know, I hang outside of my home. I have bottles that hang and jars that hang. And you'll see even in movies and stuff that old like witches and brujas, they have bottles and stuff that hang around their home. And the idea is that when a spirit's come, if it's not welcome in your home, it actually is a deterrent. It gets lost inside the bottle and never makes it home into your home. I even have bits of Palo Santo wood shoved into some of those bottles as well. It's a very effective protective.
I love it. Thank you so very much. Lady Angela, I just looked at the time. I don't know where this day is
My
going.
goodness.
We're right at our, you know, almost at our hour. But, you know, guys, I want to just say thank you. Thank you for putting up with us. I'm sorry about the technical problems, but it's amazing we were able to relink to the original broadcast, because I was thinking we were going to totally lose it tonight. So luckily, we all got to be here. Thank you for hanging with us. Thank you for going through this and staying with us. It means the world. And, you know, we just want to again remind you, if you want to join the Order of the Purple Cord, our mystical international Wiccan order, we would love to have you. So contact me over at my website, PsychicBobHickman at gmail.com, or contact Lady Angela at, what's your email? Rare Book of Shadows pages?
You can reach me at either Angela at rarewiccaspells.com, or if you'd like to join the Order of the Purple Cord, you can message me at OPC for Order of Purple Cord at rarewiccaspells.com.
Yeah, so either way, reach out to us. We'd love you to be in with us. Well, you know, I also want to say thank you to all of you for your kind and enthusiastic support of my artwork. Make sure this week to pop over to my website and get your free copy of Biomorphic Convergence. I think you'll enjoy it. You can print it out and frame it, and you got a wonderful collector piece. It might be a nice gift for someone. You know, you have a friend who loves modern art. You know, I have a friend I used to go to their house. They have the most amazing modern art. And like people like that, I always would buy our art for. So this is a gift that you could frame them, and it looks very professional and nice, and it's absolutely free. So that's available to you. And, you know, if you want to get on my schedule for a private reading, Lady Angela and I are, you know, all working this week, and give me a call at my office. 703-825-3929 is my number. Put that in your cell phone. 703-825-3929. Just save it. Give me a call. You know, a private reading is you and me one-on-one for a full hour. And we cover everything: past, present, future, spirit guides. We look at your mission, what your soul journey is, where you come from, where you're going. And I answer all your questions. So I cover a lot in the reading. And I'd love to have a private session with you guys. So look me up, visit my website, PsychicBob.com. Oh, and while you're there, I have a number of published books talking about all things Wiccan. Some of my Wiccan books over there: Psychic Bob's Book of Spells. It's a book with spell book with wonderful rituals and spells in it. Also, Psychic Bob's Book of Wiccan Wisdom. It's a collection of essays about my 20 years of practice as a psychic, as a Wiccan, excuse me, and a psychic. And I also have Messages from Rose, Ouija Mysteries, all of these and more over at my website, PsychicBob.com. Now, if you want to get on your path with Wicca, because we have a lot of new Wiccans here tonight, you might want to get some of your ritual supplies over at rarewiccaspells.com. And I'm going to let Lady Angela tell you about that.
My website is rarewiccaspells.com. I have thousands of items over there. I have talismans, I have jewelry, I have altar cloths, I have tapestries, I have daggers, I have athames, I have chalices, I have all sorts of witchy goodies, ritual tools. I have how-to books on dream interpretation, runes. I have runes on there if you need a rune set. Tarot cards I have spell pages, ritual pages, or heck, if you want me to make you your own custom book of shadows, I do those as well. But whatever you do and whatever you get there, use coupon code Spirit Channel, all one word, and you'll save 10% on your order each and every time.
There you go. So check it out. You know, we're both here to help you move forward on your journey. And you know, the craft is always about learning and growing. So you're never alone. And we created the Order of the Purple Cord so that you could have a group that you could be part of and meet with. And next Sunday, we're going to have our Sabbath ritual for the summer solstice, Litha. And we hope you'll come out for that. Lady Angela, we're going to probably post the ritual on our Facebook page, aren't we? Like the day before the ritual?
Yes.
Okay. Check our Facebook page. We'll have the ritual up there. I'm still putting it together, but we'll have it this week before we get to Sunday. And you can download it and print it, and you'll be gathering because we're all going to do it together, and you'll be part of that energy. So we hope you'll be with us, okay? Anyways, guys, thank you for being here. Lady Angela, anything else you want to say?
Just happy Father's Day to everyone out there, and may you all blessed be.
So motive be. Thank you guys for being here. I love all of you. Thanks for being here. We'll see you back here. Oh, wait, you know, I forgot to tell them tomorrow. What's tomorrow, Lady Angela? It's Monday.
Horoscopes.
Horoscopes. Yeah, make sure to be here. We're going to have what is going on in the stars for you. You don't want to miss it. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Love you guys. We'll see you then. Until then, may you all always
blessed be. Blessed be.
Blessed be.